What up, though? This your boy Mike D, and welcome to another episode of Wrestling from the 313. New year, new episode. This is the first episode of the new year. I know it's February, but just want to say Happy New Year to everybody that watches this episode. And ready to get into this new year of wrestling. We're going into WrestleMania season. Also, next month coming up, AEW also has Sting's last match. They also have that big triple threat or three-way dance, as they like to call it, with Samoa Joe defending his belt against Hangman Page and Swerve. So we'll talk a little bit about that in the show today. Also, Sting's retirement match, how I feel about that and everything. But first, let's get into the whole Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes match that's officially going to go down at WrestleMania. At first, it didn't look like it was going to go down because, The Rock came in and it seemed like Cody was going to, put his chance at Roman Reigns to the side for The Rock. It really didn't matter to me. Like, I understand why WWE was probably going to go the route of The Rock versus Roman Reigns and possibly Cody and Seth Rollins, just on the strength of, one, the injury with CM Punk, because it was, from what I heard, it was scheduled for CM Punk to go up against Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And so I kind of understand why they were going to go that route with The Rock and Roman going up against each other, because honestly, who is it out there for Seth Rollins to defend his title against? I know they got the whole Elimination Chamber qualifying matches going on. Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are in so far. But really, who would be a real good opponent for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? So I kind of understand why they were going that route. And I think another reason why they probably decided to bring The Rock back, because Brock Lesnar, as you know, his name was brought up in the whole Vince McMahon controversy. And I think they just wanted to bring him in to kind of bring some more positivity, kind of bring some more, positive news for WWE instead of the negativity. Even if The Rock didn't show up or wasn't coming to WrestleMania, I think WWE would have been all right without Brock Lesnar. But I kind of understand it. They were doing what's best for business. It's going to be interesting now with this match, because it's like, where does The Rock fit in now? What is he going to do? Is he going to try to make it a triple threat match? Is he going to try to stay on Roman's side? Does he got some type of plan where he plans to turn on Roman and say that he's the head of the table? This whole bloodline / Cody Rhodes story, it's always twists and turns to it. So I'm interested to see where this all goes. As far as like, who do I think will win the match going into when WrestleMania gets here? It's hard. It's really, really hard to say who's going to win this match, because does WWE want Roman to continue this streak? And if they want him to continue this streak, then that means Cody loses again. So it's like, people are already mad that he didn't win it last year. They were already about to spaz out because he was about to, it seemed like he was going to give his spot up to The Rock. Now, if he goes into WrestleMania this year and loses again, people are really going to be crazy. And then it could be another thing of, this is all part of the story that they've been planning, and Cody does win at WrestleMania. So for me, I think that it's a toss up that on who I think is going to win. If you want to, if you listening to this or hearing this or watching this, just leave a comment on who you think is going to win between Roman and Cody. Leave any type of comments that you want after you watch this podcast, any wrestling thoughts that you have, just leave it down there, and then I'll try my best to reply to you. But back to who I think is going to win this match. Um, right now, I'm gonna slide with Cody. I think Cody is going to win this. I'm kind of leaning towards that more, just on the strength that they made it official now. Still, my thing is how the Rock is going to fit into all of this. So, the main event of WrestleMania is going to be very, very interesting, and I can't wait to WrestleMania. I like what they've been doing with WrestleMania these last couple of years with the two night WrestleManias. I think it's better, but it seems like now that even it doesn't matter if it's night one or night two, it's still going more than 3 hours. But I mean, it's still good that they broke it up and everything, and I'm interested to see. We know that's going to be the main event of night two. Who will be the main event of night one? Will it be Seth Rollins against who? Seth Rollins, the winner of the he'll be facing the winner of the Elimination Chamber matches. They got a bunch of qualifying matches going on. So far, like I said, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton. I could see possibly Randy Orton winning the Elimination Chamber match and possibly going up against Seth Rollins. But it's like we've already seen that match before. It's like I want to see Seth go up against somebody that he's never went up against before. I don't want to see Drew again. I don't think Drew is going to win. Only reason why I don't think he's going to win is because he hasn't re-signed a contract with WWE. And I don't think WWE would want to put one of their championships on a wrestler that hasn't re-signed or is probably on his way out. So I don't think it's going to be Drew. I don't know. That's the sad part about CM Punk getting injured is because he doesn't have, that was going to be a good match, Punk and Rollins, but Punk got injured, Seth Rollins is injured, and that's why I wish that Gunther was kind of in the picture for in this Elimination Chamber match, so he could challenge Seth for the belt, and he could beat him for the belt. That's the only person, honestly, that I would like to see beat Seth Rollins and take the title from him. Everybody else, I would kind of like to see Randy Orton also, just on the strength of he's on that top list of most championship wins. So I would like to see him creep up the board a little bit and kind of catch up with John Cena and Ric Flair. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this Elimination Chamber match, who ends up winning and who ends up challenging Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. With how everything went down at the WrestleMania kickoff, how when The Rock and Roman Reigns would kind of, were about to go at it with Cody Rhodes, and how Seth Rollins kind of helped Cody and kind of got into The Rock's face and Roman's face. I wouldn't mind seeing The Rock versus Seth Rollins. I don't think we're going to see it just on the strength of, Rock's a part-time wrestler now, but we don't know the severity of Seth's injury. Seth's injury could be serious to the point where it's like, okay, you can wrestle, you can, kind of chill out, rehab, and you can have yourself ready for this match. But after WrestleMania, you got to get this surgery. So it's one of those things that, kind of make you think, what's really going on with Seth's knee. Do they have him booked to drop the title at WrestleMania? But it would be cool if him and The Rock went up against each other, and just have The Rock win the World Heavyweight Championship. And if Roman loses to Cody, The Rock can come out and say he's the head of the table and he's the high chief, and he can kind of brag, and then that could kind of piss Roman off, and then we could see them possibly at SummerSlam. So yeah, It's not nothing that's going to happen. That's just a scenario that I wouldn't mind seeing: The Rock versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I do want to say this with WWE: they have to hurry up and find a way to get this Rock and Roman Reigns match going, because I think if they wait too long, I think a lot of people aren't going to want to see this match, and I think when when it was hot, when they were talking about it a couple of years back, The Rock was, doing movies and getting stuff set up for the XFL. So I think right now, while The Rock has time, it seemed like he has time, and he's not doing movies, and this is the time right here to try to make that happen. See what his schedule is looking like in the next couple of months, and if that's the match that they can have for SummerSlam, if we don't see it at WrestleMania, I wouldn't mind that. But I think they have to do it within this next year, maybe year and a half. Get this match going. Give the match that the people want to see, and we'll see who wins and see who's the real head of the table. All right, so another match that has been announced for WrestleMania: Bayley versus Io Sky. I think it's going to be a good match. I think this is going to be Bayley's WrestleMania moment. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's going to end in I don't think it's going to be one of the main events, like one of the last matches of the night, whether it's night one or night two. But I do think she gets her WrestleMania moment. Sasha's had hers, Charlotte Flair's had hers, Becky's had hers. Now I think it's time for not Io, but Bayley to have hers. She's the only one out of the four horsewomen that really haven't had that moment, and it's going to be cool. We all saw that Damage Control was going to eventually turn on Bayley, and I think Dakota Kai is going to turn on Bayley too. That what happened at SmackDown, I think that's just the seed that they putting in the ground, and when the flower comes out, that's when Dakota's going to turn on Bayley. And it just seemed like, and you look at the promos that they had in backstage, like Dakota knew what they were saying and knew what was kind of going on. And I think it would be smart to have Dakota Kai with the new Damage Control, just to be the mouthpiece for the group. I think that they need a mouthpiece. No disrespect to Io, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. Their English is not the best, and that's because they're from another country. But it would be good to have somebody to just to kind of be that mouthpiece, and I think Dakota Kai would. But even though Io, Asuka, and Kairi Sane might not, they might have trouble with English, they still give some good moments or funny moments when they when they do their promos. So I'm looking forward to that match. I think it's going to be a good one. I do think Bayley is going to end up winning it, but it's going to be a good story these next couple of weeks going into WrestleMania. So now that we're talking about WrestleMania, is some matches. I want to talk about a few things that I would like to see. I know everybody's been talking about Jade Cargill possibly having a match at WrestleMania, and everyone is saying they want to see her go up against Bianca Belair. I want to see her go up against Bianca Belair too, but I don't want to see her go up against Bianca Belair until she got she's practicing on her ring work. Got a couple of matches under her belt. I think and even though she's been in AEW and she was the TBS champion, I think AEW and WWE is a little different. You know what I'm saying? And I think with her being the new star in the company, to throw her at Bianca Belair so quick, I would wait a year. As far as who Bianca Belair wrestles, that's going to be interesting right there. I don't want to see Jade and Bianca until next year, but I wouldn't mind seeing Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. just on the strength of what happened at the Royal Rumble. Jade Cargill threw out Nia Jax in the Royal Rumble, and that would be a good story to start with Jade Cargill, like, you know, her and Nia Jax, and Nia say, "Hey, you threw me out, and I'm about to get you back," and you know, the whole revenge storyline. So that's a match that I think I would like to see. And of course, Nia Jackson, she's came back. She's been on the roll. You know, she look as far as body wise, she looks good. You know, look like she's been taking care of her body and stuff, and look like she's been getting better with her ring skills too. So and her promo work has been very good too. She's really been coming off as like that one of the top heels on Raw in the women's division. Another match that I would like to see, I would like to actually see two matches, and this involves the tag team championships. I would like to see either two tag team matches, one for the tag team belts on Raw and one for the tag team belts on SmackDown. Like, hurry up and give them some get some new tag team titles. Like, and even if they're not gonna have tag team titles for both brands, can we just get some new undisputed tag titles? Like, I don't understand. Like, they were on the road when they did the new men's titles, the new women's championships, and then it's like the tag team titles were coming next, and it's like, where are they? And it's been rumored for months, probably even years, that there were new tag team belts coming, and they never came. So I hope that eventually WWE gets this whole tag team championship belts thing taken care of, because I'm so tired of seeing the whole two sets of belts two suit on the tag team. You know, just give them one nice belt that they can wear, that the team can wear, and just leave it at that. It's time for those belts to go. It really is. And another match that I want to see, uh, and this is just something that I just saw on TikTok earlier, and I forgot all about this on Raw. Um, Jay Uso versus Gunther, and I've been sitting here thinking, like, who could be the guy to beat Gunther and take his Intercontinental Championship, because he's beaten The Miz, he's beaten Bronson Reed, he's beaten Ivar, he's beaten Chad Gable, he's beaten Otis, he's beaten he's beaten basically everybody that's challenged him, and I think Jay Uso definitely deserves a shot at the Intercontinental Championship. I actually think Jay Uso should be fighting for the world title. Like, you know, he's put in the work with his brother, without his brother. When he was in the Bloodline during the pandemic, when they were in the Thunderdome, like, Jay Uso put in the work, and he's shown that he's also a star. He's also a good solo star too. I hate what they're doing with Jimmy Uso. I hate that they're making him the jobber of the Bloodline. I wish him and Solo was kind of at an even playing field. Like, Solo get his times where he get beat up or RKO'd or whatever, but it's like Jimmy Uso is the one taking all the finishing moves by everybody. But yeah, I would like to see Jay Uso and Gunther. Like I said, Jay Uso, out of him, his two brothers, I think he's definitely been shining out of all of them. So yeah, this would definitely be a way to reward him for all the work that he's put in. You know, let him be the Intercontinental Champion and just let him shine as a solo star. All right, so did say that I want to talk a little bit about AEW. Um, I want to give my thoughts on the triple threat match that's coming up between Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, and Hangman Page. I think this is going to be a good triple threat match, or three-way dance, as AEW like to call them. It's just interesting who's going to be the one to win the match. I think at the end of the day, when they do have that match, I don't have a clear-cut winner, but I think it's going to be either Samoa Joe. He's going to retain the title, but if we do see a new champion, it's going to be Swerve. And I think the one, either whoever, whichever one of them win, I think the one that takes the pin is Hangman Page. Samoa Joe's been good. It's been a good AEW champion. I don't want to see him drop the belt yet, but I want to see Swerve as the champion. I think, he's been like the hottest thing, one of the hottest talents in AEW right now. Him and Prince Nana coming out doing the dance and everything, and it's turned him into a big star. And he's also another guy that put in the work. And if he ever leaves AEW and go back to WWE, they got to give that brother that money, and they got to bring Prince Nana with him. If Swerve was ever to come back to WWE, he's got to come back with Prince Nana. I think that him and Prince Nana under that WWE engine, he'd be they'd be big stars for real. But just back to the match. Yeah, I got Samoa Joe or Swerve winning that match. Not really clear on who's gonna be the actual winner, but whichever one of them are gonna win. But I think the one that takes the pin is gonna be Hangman Page. And Sting's final match is going to also be at the pay-per-view. It looks like they haven't announced it yet, but it looks like it's going to be Sting and Darby Allin defending the tag titles against the Young Bucks. I don't know what to say. I mean, of course, if you saw a Dynamite last Wednesday, the Young Bucks beat the crap out of Sting and Darby Allin. So that basically right there tells you that this match is happening. I really don't know what to say about this match. I could see Sting winning, but I could also see Sting and Darby Allin losing to the Young Bucks. And, the Young Bucks got this new gimmick that they got going on that, of course they are the EVPs for real, but they're using it as a gimmick, as their new gimmick or their new characters. And it's been pretty funny. It was kind of messed up. They busted up Darby Allin the way they did, but that's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be the Young Bucks versus Sting and Darby Allin for the tag titles. I want to say the Young Bucks are probably going to win this. I think with Sting, it probably doesn't matter if he wins or not, but I just got a feeling I don't think AEW is going to let Sting retire as a tag champion and then they just vacate the belts. But that is something that AEW would do and have this big tag team eliminator battle royal and tournaments or whatever. But yeah, that's what I think. I think the Young Bucks are gonna beat Sting and Darby Allin, get the tag belts, and that'll be their thing, that they beat Sting and they retire Sting, and they'll continue to be the top tag team heels in AEW. Wanted to talk about NXT real quick, the whole Trick Mello storyline. I love this storyline. We got two brothers in the top storyline in NXT. Trick Williams is a star. That's my guy right there. He reminds me a lot of Booker T when Booker T was coming up in WCW after Harlem Heat had separated and he became a solo star. Just putting that work in, man. I wish that he would have had a longer run as the North American champion. And you know what I'm saying? I hate that he lost it in a couple of days after beating Dominic Mysterio. But Trick Williams is the next big star. I've been reading that SmackDown, when he was on SmackDown, that the people behind the scenes were really high on him. So I think big things are coming for Trick Williams in 2024. Mello, we already know he's going to the main roster. I even think it's time for Ilya Dragunov to be on the main roster. He's like one of those NXT originals, NXT UK originals, and it's time for him to get moved up to the main roster. I also want to see Dijak get moved up to the main roster. Man, I'm so tired of him being in these NXT storylines and losing. Like, I don't know. I think it's time for him to go to the main roster. Let him go to Raw, SmackDown, and be a real contender for like a U.S. title or the Intercontinental title. I do think, this is just my prediction, I do think at Stand and Deliver it's going to be I want to say triple threat. I want to say triple threat, but I know that NXT has a special coming up called Roadblock. So I could see Melo and Ilya Dragunov going up against each other for the NXT Championship. Melo wins. At Stand and Deliver, it's either Melo versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship, or it's going to be Trick versus Melo versus Ilya Dragunov at Stand and Deliver. But I do think that WrestleMania weekend, Trick Williams will be the new NXT champion. That's just my thoughts. All right, so about to get on up out of here. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Like always, follow Wrestling from the 313 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also make sure you go to YouTube, like and subscribe this video, subscribe to Wrestling from the 313. Make sure you hit the notification button so when a new episode drop, it pops right on your phone. Also, don't forget to also have a TikTok page too. So if you're on TikTok, put in Wrestling from the 313 and follow the page and just keep up with what's going on. You know, I just get on there and just do silly split reels, you know, looking at little wrestling clips and stuff like that. So, you know, just show some love, like, subscribe, share, whatever you got to do. Just put Wrestling from the 313 out there. And also go to wrestlingfromthe313shop.com. Get you some Wrestling from the 313 merchandise. Definitely on the next episode. Hopefully to have some gear on for you, you know, and I can push it on the next episode. So it was good. Got to get up out of here. I'm your boy Mike D, host of Wrestling from the 313, and I will holler at you soon. Peace.